This is you. You come home from work to spend yet another night mindlessly scrolling the internet while feeling guilty for wasting your life. In between games of League of Legends, you scroll Indeed, searching for that unicorn of a job that pays well, doesn't make you want to kill yourself, and that you're actually qualified for. And then, you see it. President of the United States of America. The requirements are less stringent than an entry-level admin job. You just need to be born in the US and be at least 35 years old. Boss, I'm not coming in tomorrow.
What is Saturday tomorrow?
In fact, I'm never coming in again.
You were sacked for harassment. I don't know why you came in today, actually.
I'm going to become the President of the United States.
Okay, I don't care.
Unfortunately, you can't just become President. It's a job that often takes a lifetime of scheming to get. Luckily, you're only 35 years old, a century younger than your average presidential candidate, but it's time to get started. You need a stepping stone job into politics. You've got no skills, no experience, and your years of playing competitive gaming have turned you into a sociopath, so you decide you're the perfect fit for state governor. You first need to join a political party. You can technically run as independent or as a member of any party, but if you actually want to win, you need to be a Democrat or a Republican, which is obviously a sign of a well-functioning democracy. Luckily for you, the differences between Democrats and Republicans have never been so small. If you decide to join the Democrats, you'll have to do Fortnite Fridays and pretend your Spotify playlists perfectly represent every demographic of the US electorate. If you're a Republican, you'll have to wear one of those cowboy hats while simultaneously being a homophobe. Join whichever party is the most popular in your state. Your political opinions don't matter, you're just here to lie to win elections. You've picked your party, now it's time for your first political battle. You need to win the primary election to become your party's nominee. You're part of the greatest democracy in the world, so you need to start looking for a billionaire to fund your campaign. There's actually pretty strict rules about how much someone can donate to your campaign though, only about $3,300 per person, which isn't enough to even buy a handful of votes. Billionaires will support you through what's known as a super PAC, which is technically not linked to any particular candidate. Elon Musk used his America PAC to donate $227 million to Trump's presidential campaign. Support from a super PAC is essentially compulsory to win a major election in the US, so if you are thinking of solving wealth inequality, think again. However, you can and should lie in public speeches about your plan to make billionaires pay their fair share.
A lot of our cities truly are divided. They have a lot of inequality that has only gotten worse. They have some of the most dynamic, well-educated, affluent people in the world, and people who are trapped in generational poverty and whose skills are not keeping up with what the jobs of today and tomorrow demand.
Then, behind closed doors in speeches to powerful business people, pinky promise that you're just saying that to get elected. Now that you've got yourself some billionaire friends, it helps to get an endorsement from popular people in your party. Try to find a politician that isn't a sex criminal, because that's generally frowned upon. If you can't find one, try to get an endorsement from someone that covers your weakest demographic. For example, based on my stats, you're probably a white male. If you're not, well, congratulations, you are now. This means an endorsement from a black woman will be most helpful to your campaign.
Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear.
Congratulations. You've got the backing of a billionaire and some endorsements, and you've won the election to become state governor. Your performance was so impressive, in fact, that your party has decided to make you their presidential candidate. The first step is to clean your social media accounts, because your opponents will dig up every offensive thing you've ever said. That 9/11 joke you retweeted might be really funny, but your voters won't think so. You better get rid of any political posts you've made too, so you can lie about your opinions. At this point, you need to think about how you're going to brand yourself to appeal to a certain type of voter. You're already guaranteed a lot of votes just by being a candidate of a major party, but there are some key demographics of voters that you need to appeal to. First up, we've got the swing voters. These are people who decide who they're voting for based on one clip of you saying something witty.
On the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
They don't hold any strong political views or keep up with world events, so your policies are meaningless to these guys. Go to a baseball game and show them that you're just a regular person. Shake some hands, drink a beer, and say something generic about how we need to improve the education system, and you've got them in the bag. Next up, we've got young voters. They're the group least likely to vote in an election, so if you can mobilise them, you've got a great chance. Politicians are constantly trying to disingenuously appeal to young people and come off as cringe, which is the worst thing you can be to young people.
But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
The Democratic Party have historically been the most popular party with young voters, but in recent years they've continuously missed the mark. This is a real advert from Kamala Harris's 2024 campaign. You can tell this was designed by a committee of people whose only interaction with young people is when they shout at the staff in Starbucks. Okay, we need an advert to get young people on our sides. What are young people like? Facebook? Fortnite? Latinas? Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'll go to Miami and see if I can catch one. No, not Fortnite. Wow, you're so smart. That's why BlackRock pays me the big bucks. Next, you've got white, non-college educated men. Like with swing voters, you need to go to a sports game, ideally football, and drink any beer except Bud Light. Finally, the most important group of all are non-voters. 38% of people didn't vote at all in the 2024 election. If you can get those people riled up enough to vote for you, you're almost guaranteed a victory. These people only come out and vote when they feel like shit might really hit the fan, so you need to stoke fear. Make them think that if your opponent wins, it's going to be the end of the world. Now that you've got your strategy for key demographics, you need a short, catchy slogan which sounds powerful but ultimately means nothing. Obama's "Yes We Can" slogan was a brilliant example. They actually edited that down to make it snappier. It was originally, "Yes we can bomb the Middle East again." Now you've got your slogan, you're ready to begin campaigning. This is where you need the support from your billionaire backers. Just like in the mobile games that you see sponsor videos like this, winning can't be done cheaply. The cost of both presidential campaigns in 2024 was $3.5 billion. Your biggest cost is going to be advertising. You need to run adverts on TV, radio and online talking about how great a president you're going to be. Make sure you don't talk about policy. You don't want people to have to engage in critical thought.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
Damn, look at how normal this JD Vance guy is, even though he's privately backed by billionaire Peter Thiel, a psychopath whose company uses AI to decide who to kill. You're going to spend a lot of your time going around the country doing speeches, and you need to craft your speech to appeal to a certain type of crowd. We're just going to make things better. Congratulations, you just got elected president. Now what? Well, now that you're president, you can do whatever you like. As long as Congress approves it, and your billionaire supporters do too, the country is yours to shape how you'd like. For most presidents though, that country is in the Middle East, and that shape is a hole. If you watched to here, you probably enjoyed it, so please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more vaguely offensive videos. Bye.